Are you at all concerned about the new January 6th committee finding you liable for that day? Why did you refuse the National Guard on January 6th?
Shut up. I did not refuse the National Guard. The president didn't send it. Why are you coming here with Republican talking points as if you're a serious journalist?
The American people want to know. We still have questions. Thank you.
Actually, Nancy Pelosi had the question.
The American people want to know what the American people know.
We want to know.
The American people know that what the American people want to know why so many people are too stupid to know the truth. That's what the American people want to know. Like they're fed disinformation by Lindell Network and by all these other right-wing networks. Media. Like this lie, like that it was January 6th. Nancy Pelosi refused to get National. No, that's a lie. But it's amazing, Mika, how these lies become truth. In part, they become truth because more Democrats don't do what Nancy Pelosi just did right there. The lies are everywhere. On the far right, and they're all around January 6th. The lies continue. They try to do investigations where there are lies. We're going to see the president talking about investigating the investigators again after they spent years with John Durham doing the same thing, spending millions and millions of taxpayers, again, pursuing lies. And yet, this is the American people. No, the American people know there are a group of people who intentionally want to believe lies on the MAGA right. It's like Jesus said. There are people who like could go into the light, but they choose the darkness instead. That's a spiritual side. We're talking politics here. Far less significant, of course, but people can know the truth, but they don't like the truth. So they keep spouting lies to Nancy Pelosi and other people about January 6th when they know the truth. They've even tried to erase that attempt to throw out a presidential election from their minds. And now they want to go on, and now they want to prosecute other people who they think, Joe Biden's sick on Donald Trump. My God. We're going to show a clip, Mika, coming up. It's unbelievable. We're going to show a clip of the president inside the White House with his attorney general, FBI director, and other people standing by, just sitting there shuffling their feet while Donald Trump, president of the United States, says, this person should be arrested, this person should be arrested. Could you imagine what Lindell TV, could you imagine what the far right, what the MAGA right would have done if Joe Biden had held a press conference in the Oval Office saying, I want these 4 or 5 Republicans arrested? They would have gone crazy. And the question is, when are Republicans on the Senate Judiciary Committee going to say something? When are the Republicans on the House Judiciary Committee going to say something? When are the far right-wing podcasters going to say something, saying, this is really dangerous because they're going to come after us next? If this is the new normal in Washington, D.C., we might be next. No. This has to stop. And here is a president. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Here is a president that had a historic breakthrough in Middle East peace. And 2 days later, he's just completely stepping on every good headline by talking about continuing to pursue political enemies. It makes no political sense for him. It's bad for Republicans. It's bad for Democrats. It's bad for everybody. And yet it continues. Republicans need to speak up. And for God's sake, when is the United States Supreme Court going to stop all the ambiguity so Americans can stop being like thrown to the ground and beaten up and arrested, only to be released later on? By law enforcement officials, like going after illegal immigrants? Like when? The pace is quickening, and it's quickening every day. And if Republicans don't speak out, and if the Supreme Court doesn't do its damn job, then what we're looking at is the new normal. And that's a new normal that doesn't just hurt Democrats now. It hurts Republicans later. It hurts independents. It hurts all of us. It weakens the Constitution. It weakens political norms. It makes this democracy a much more dangerous place to live, a more dangerous place to speak your first. I mean, we're talking about now an attorney general that's calling people that are peacefully marching like terrorists, saying they're as dangerous as MS-13. You know, we had a 1 million man march when I was in Congress. We had mostly Republicans come and march in Washington, D.C. There were no Democratic attorney generals calling us terrorists or calling for our arrests. None. Is that what Republicans on Capitol Hill and sitting in the Supreme Court, and yes, they are Republicans. Sorry, Chief Justice Roberts. We'll stop calling them Republicans when they stop acting like Republicans. But that's what they're doing. They're sitting back and they're letting this be the new normal, and it has to stop for everybody's sake. Damn, this is not hard. Put up guardrails, institutional guardrails that James Madison put up, that political leaders of both parties have put up over the past 240 years. And let's talk about Middle East peace again. Because, you know, that's kind of nice. When you have something that everybody can, like, talk about in a positive way, when a president's doing something to make the world a better, safer place. That's what we want. That's what every American wants. Okay, let's not, like, get peace abroad in the Middle East where it's never been and keep churning up a political fight at home. Who wants that? Maybe 33% of Americans want that, but most Americans want their government working. They want it open. They want Republicans and Democrats working together. And right now, Mika, just the opposite is happening.
Well,